Why should I have to suffer just because some people just made some mistakes and end up leaving it all on me to either pass it on or like solve it, to like fix it? It's kind of unfair, especially when you're a kid that's new to this world. You don't even know what you really want yet. You don't even know a lot of things. Hey guys, this is Chris Clean back at it again with another video. So, why should we suffer just because of people making mistakes? Why do we have to face the backlash of global warming or like World War Ones just because some people made some very bad decisions? Have you thought about that? Because it's kind of fucked up. I'm not part of the communist oil spreading, like virus spreading, money driven kind of guy. Why should I have to suffer their consequences too? It's because of the fact that that first rule of the universe, first law, we are all one. We're all connected. And that's kind of a problem where if one side gains a lot of power and, you know, makes it bad for everyone else, we're all, we're all one. We're all part of one thing. Whatever we do affects a lot of other things, even though it's small. So, how should you deal with it, with things like that? You should start with the small things, I guess. But even then, what should you do? If everything is going to flames and you don't really have any power to do it, you can just like look at the people, like the big companies who break everything and break like the whole balance of the world. What should we do if we're just one people? The thing is, we can't do anything alone against that kind of thing. That type of thing is too big. So, what do you do if you need to take down that one thing? You need a lot of people. You need a group of people to really come as one and actually make a difference. That's how, like, the only way we can solve things: war, global warming, everything. As soon as we all set aside our differences and actually strive for something better, we can actually make a difference. Fact is, everything is against us, coming together and be doing something good. It's either there's like that new thing, like new groups and new like fights, and it seems like it's being always televised in television and always like been the whole social media like trending thing, like people fighting over some differences, like two groups always argue. It's always arguing, it's always hate, and then we end up just solving problems that we make up our own. We can do so many things if we like set aside those problems and actually think that we're all one. We're all just one big group of people, and we need to do things together if we actually want changes in this world. Because that's universal law number one, universal law of oneness. We gotta understand everything is connected to everything. That's why the main thing of like the whole government thing is to like separate us. Think about it. Every government at least has one or two parties. Even though it's like a dictatorship, it's the government versus the rebellions or like the freedom fighters. There's always has been two groups. And even in the face of a big problem, we should probably think that, oh, if the problem arises, we all coming together. But that's not the case now. Right now, the case is we've been distracted so much. We've been like tricked into fighting each other, tricked into not even trying to cooperate with each other. Because look at France, they always cooperate with each other. If something happens that they think the government steps too far, they come and they riot. They stop everything that makes the country, flourishing, and they actually make a difference. And there's a lot of other countries, thing like poverty. There's like so many groups. Like there's political stuff. There's like poverty versus the rich. There's always like this side and that side. There's always skins and shirts. There's always groups, and we always find a way to ridicule one. And we don't even try to talk to each other. We don't. Just think about it. If all of us got up together, like how Metro Boomin gave out a free beat to diss Drake, everybody came in for that. That'll make a big difference because Drake will see that every day. In a stupid way, that made them together. And what should we do? Because there's a lot of misinformation, there's a lot of gaslighting, there's a lot of like stuff going behind the scenes that makes it so that we won't reach that oneness, that cooperation that could actually change the world. And it's kind of scary because if it continues like this, all the big problems will arise and maybe World War III will come out. It's kind of sad because look at the war between the Ukrainian Russians, it's like Palestine and the other group. They keep involving civilians that don't even have a say in. It's like they didn't even choose to have a war. But somehow a lot of people like separated and decided to just hate on each other, even with the people that don't even want any part of that, just because they're part of that big group that has like the power. They fight each other. Yeah. But you're gonna say, yeah, there's some history. There's always history. There will always be history. You can't make that the reason to like. We can't make that the excuse every time something happens, especially if it leads to innocent people getting hurt. And, you know, if there is an injustice happening, you should stand up for it. You should. But apart from the injustice, some stuff will not end until both, agree to not stop or like set aside differences for once. Because I'm not talking about like a dictatorship, like where, people are being mistreated and there's this one group that's taking advantage of everything. You need to stand up to that, obviously. What I'm talking about is two big groups like fighting over one thing and then escalating into a war. That type of thing. Like a war that could have been easily avoided if one group was, stood up and became the big man. I'm not saying we shouldn't be ready for war, We should always be ready for the bad things to happen. Because if we don't, bad things will happen if you're not ready for it. I'm just saying we shouldn't start things just because of one simple thing that can be easily solved by just talking or by just really sorting it out. If there is history, just talk about it. Because we are who we are now. We shouldn't let affect everything that happened back then to us. Even though it's a big part of you, we shouldn't let it have a negative effect on us. I'm not talking about if your family did slavery. You shouldn't let that affect you. It will always affect you. Just don't let it bring you to a negative place. Because I know you deserve justice and you should feel wronged. I'm just saying, going through it with hate and grudges always ends up in something messy, something worse, something bad. I'm just telling you, don't make it worse for yourself. Fight the injustice. You should. I'll root for you in that. I'm just saying, don't make it worse for yourself and other people that are innocent. But you should fight for it. Because you learn one way or the other that you're going to be doing stuff with hate and grudges. And you're going to start making problems that, could have easily been avoided. You'll learn that as you get older. I just don't want you to make it worse for yourself. So as the universal law, we're all one. We all affect each other. And we should be very mindful of who we might affect. We should think about it in every one of the actions. Because we can't just go around shooting bullets at a bucket of fish, hoping like shoot a crab. You know, I don't know if that say made sense, but yeah, I'm very sleepy right now. This is my video for today. We're almost halfway there. The 100 videos a day, so I could get used to content making. I think I'm getting better at it. Honestly, I'm tired as fuck, but I was able to yap my way out of it. So yeah, see you guys in the next video.